Hi, I'm Steve Richardson. So you've set up a joint account with your spouse, your parent, or your child, and one of your creditors who has a judgment against you has levied against that money. Well, whose money is it? Well, I'm Steve Richardson, and I'm a collection defense lawyer here in southern New Jersey, and I have the answer. Under New Jersey law, a joint account is owned equally by all the joint depositors. So, for example, you and your spouse would each have a 50-50 ownership of that account. If there are 3 depositors, 4, then it's 1/3 or 1/4 each. But that's presumptively what the ownership is. That's sort of the default setting. But what if most or all of the money belongs to one of the depositors? Let's say you're on your mother's account for convenience purposes because you just so you can write checks and help mom pay her bills, things like that. But none of the money is yours. It's all mom's, and she's not a judgment debtor. She doesn't owe the money to the creditor. So how do you get mom's money back? How do you get your spouse's money back? Well, you can do that here in New Jersey by objecting to the bank levy and providing documentary proof on whose money it is, who owns the account. And if you can show from bank records that it's not a 50-50 split, that all the money is the non-judgment depositor, or if it's actually 80% and not 50%, then that money can be set aside outside the levy. I had a case recently in which a husband and wife had a joint account. The husband was actually unemployed. He had just lost his job recently, had a couple paychecks that he had deposited in the account, but over 90% of the money was his wife's, not his, and his name was the only name on the judgment. Well, they objected to the bank levy, and the judge released over that about 91% of the money because he determined it to be owned by the non-debtor spouse. We were actually able to protect the rest of the money that was his because he was entitled to an exemption. So, New Jersey law allows you for a mechanism to prove who owns the money in the account and in what proportions. And you can use that as a defense to a bank levy. If you reside here in New Jersey and have had your joint bank account levied, then I recommend you go to njbanklevysurvivalkit.com and download the free materials that allow you to object to the bank levy and try to get some, if not all of the money, back.